Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a little mock draft here. I have a draft coming up on Saturday, August 14th. So by the time you see this, I don't know when I'm posting it. It'll probably either be Friday, Saturday, or after the draft. But either way, I'm doing this the day before the draft. I do have the 6th spot in the draft. It is a 12-team league. I have it all set up right here the way our actual league is. You know, we got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, a flex, a kicker, and a defense. Yes, we still have a kicker and a defense. We got 8 bench spots as well. I think I set that all up right. And yeah, I have the 6th pick in the draft. So I don't know if I said that already, but that's why I have it in here. And I think we are ready to start. It's a standard league, no PPR. I think I covered everything. Yeah, all right. Let's get this draft started here. All right, so Kamara goes first, followed by McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, and I am on the clock. Now, this is actually a tough pick because I'm a big Jonathan Taylor fan, but, you know, there's a lot going on in Indianapolis with, like, injuries and stuff. Carson Wentz, Quentin Nelson, Saquon Barkley. I love Saquon Barkley. Obviously, great player. He's been kind of hampered by injuries lately. I drafted him, I think it was first overall a couple years ago. He burnt me. He just wasn't playing very well, and then he went off in the playoffs, and I missed the playoffs by 1 game because of him, pretty much. But right now, I'm kind of thinking of, do I take Ezekiel Elliott? You know, he's a very solid RB1. I'm probably not going to take any wide receivers. Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking Travis Kelce either. But since I have the 6th overall pick, I feel like if I wanted to take Kelce, I'd want to take it a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and take Zeke. I'm going to take Zeke. Jonathan Taylor off the board, Saquon Barkley, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce doesn't go until 12th overall. That's actually kind of shocking. If Zeke was not on the board, I probably would have taken Travis Kelce over. In fact, I for sure would have taken Kelce over Taylor, Barkley, any of the receivers, any of those remaining running backs. Nick Chubb, that's also close because that's tough. That's kind of where the line is very close. But now it is my 2nd round pick. We got Calvin Ridley, Joe Mixon. Could take another tight end here that isn't George Kittle, but still be a 2nd round early tight end. Or that isn't Travis Kelce, is George Kittle. My mistake. Yeah, really, it's between Ridley and Joe Mixon. What I have found, I've done a couple other mock drafts, and what I have found is that when I don't take running backs early, I end up struggling because there's still wide receivers later in the draft that I really like, but not a lot of running backs. And Calvin Ridley is one of my favorite wide receivers to draft. I think he has the potential to be the #1 overall fantasy wide receiver, but I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon here. If Joe Mixon was not there, and there was guys like DeAndre Swift, who else was on the board? Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I probably would have gone ahead and taken Calvin Ridley. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that's a close one. I would have gotten Mixon, Clyde, or Ridley, and then all those other running backs were behind it. But now we are up in the 3rd round here. And honestly, there's still good running backs here. I mean, DeAndre Swift, he fell to us. J.K.Dobbins is still there. Carson is solid. I've had him a lot, especially in this league. I think I've drafted him quite a few times. This is our 10th league, our 10th year of this league. David Montgomery is another guy who I really would not mind getting him either. That's tough. That's very tough. Do we take the wide receiver? What kind of wide receivers are left? We got Julio, Mike Evans, Godwin, Amari Cooper. See, to me, a lot of these guys aren't that much better than these guys up here. There's a slight drop-off, but when you look at the running backs, the running back drop-off from Swift, Dobbins, Carson, Montgomery to Jacobs, Henderson, Hunt, it falls off really quickly. So I might go ahead and actually take another RB. Now, which one are we going to take? This is a non-PPR league. I like the offense for the Ravens better than the Lions. DeAndre Swift is a better pass catcher, or maybe not a better pass catcher, but he'll be utilized more in that role. I'm going to go ahead and take Dobbins here. Just if it was a PPR league, I'd probably take Swift. I expect him to catch more passes. But since it's non-PPR, I'm going to go with Dobbins. Hopefully that Ravens offense can get him in the end zone quite a few times. And we are up, and oh my goodness, we still have some heavy hitters on the board. We could pull the trigger on a quarterback early. one of these could maybe still fall to us. You know, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, high rushing upside. This is a 4-point passing touchdown league. I don't think I was able to set it to that. I don't know if that's the default or not, but in real life, it is a 4-point per passing touchdown league, 6 for rushing touchdowns. Yeah, there's still a lot of good quarterbacks left, so I don't feel like I need to reach for a quarterback yet. I typically wait on QB. If we look at the running backs, what kind of tight ends are there? Hawkinson, Andrews, okay. Running backs, we got Kareem Hunt. Yeah, see, this is why I took all those running backs early, because I'm not a huge fan of any of these guys, but if you look at the wide receivers, there are a lot of good options remaining. I am a Minnesota Vikings fan. Adam Thielen is still there. Kenny G, he's kind of off my board. I heard he's been dealing with some hamstring stuff. I haven't heard much on it lately, but I just kind of like to avoid that, especially when there's other talented players. We got CeeDee Lamb, Deontay Johnson, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Lockett is someone who I drafted last year, and he finished, overall his finish was fine, but week to week he struggled with consistency, especially kind of, down the stretch. He really hurt my lineup. Realistically, it's between CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Lockett. I already have Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm not saying you can't draft 2 players from the same team, but I'm kind of going to lean Tyler Lockett on this one, just because I don't necessarily want 2 players on the same team. And by the way, this draft that I am going to be doing in real life is on NFL.com, so the draft board might be a little bit different when I actually do the draft in real life. I'll have to do a couple drafts on NFL.com, but their mock draft thing is not as nice as Sleepers, so that's why I decided to do it on here. We are now up. Who is left on the board? Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't normally draft quarterbacks this early, but Kyler Murray, in my opinion, has the potential to be the #1 overall quarterback over Mahomes, over Josh Allen, over Lamar, over all those guys. Running backs, there's a few sleepers in there, but there's a few good wide receivers, tight end. Mark Andrews would be another guy that I would maybe consider selecting here. That's tough. I'm going to go Kyler Murray just because I'm really high on Kyler. And we'll see. Yep, Mark Andrews went next pick. I was going to say, let's see if any tight ends fall to us. Got a couple quarterbacks coming off the board here. Yeah, I feel like David Johnson is going way earlier on this platform than NFL.com. So that's something I'll have to take note of. I'm not positive, but David Johnson, I think he could be solid, just a volume play, as long as he can stay healthy. Nothing flashy, though, obviously. So now we're back on the clock. And I'm actually liking this draft so far. I'm liking this a lot. We maybe, honestly, I took Kyler Murray instead of a tight end. Dallas Goedert, Noah Fant are still there. But yeah, there's somewhat of a drop-off there. But all the way from Tonyan to Goddard, this kind of whole area right here, I think they all have good upside. Irv Smith, possibly. Evan Ingram. It kind of falls off, once you get over there. But overall, we got T. Higgins, James Robinson. I feel like he might start the year hot, but I feel like eventually the rookie's going to come in and kind of take over, or at least dominate the workload in Jacksonville. If I would have waited on quarterback, there's still, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Herbert. So that's a good thing to know. I didn't necessarily need to take Kyler Murray. I like Kyler Murray more than those guys, but that's tough. That's really tough. We got 1 wide receiver so far. Looking at the board, Damian Harris is a good sleeper for running backs. I'm kind of thinking we take a wide receiver here. I'm thinking Higgins, maybe Sutton, maybe Claypool. To me, I think I might go Higgins. Let's go Higgins. Let's do it. I think he could have a good year. I really do. All right, what do we got here next? Let's see. A couple quarterbacks did go off the board. Wilson and Rodgers are gone. So I could have waited this long and gotten Justin Herbert. Instead, I took Kyler Murray a couple rounds earlier. So that is important to note. I could have waited on quarterback, waited 2 rounds, taken, maybe Mark Andrews here, still got T. Higgins, and then taken Justin Herbert instead of Kyler Murray, something like that. Jalen Hurts is still going to be available. Tom Brady, Tannehill. So yeah, you can definitely wait on QB. I just pulled the trigger on Murray because I think his rushing upside and his passing upside is really high. I like the offense in Arizona in terms of fantasy. So who do we got here? We got Noah Fant, Logan Thomas, Kyle Pitts for tight ends. That's who's remaining. I'm not liking any of these running backs so far. Fournette, Drake. I feel like I can wait. Mike Davis? Is this a glitch? Am I missing something? Yeah, he's at the top of the depth chart. Who else do they have there? Their other options are Quadri Allison, Cordero Patterson, Tony Tony Brooks-James? Yeah, to me, this is a... I was going to say maybe we go wide receiver here. Maybe a Robbie Anderson, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Cook, someone like that. But if I could get Mike Davis in the 7th round, I'm going to do that every time. Unless I'm missing something with it, but I just read the report and didn't say there was anything crazy going on. I haven't heard anything. I don't know why he'd be this low. It's kind of wild to me. Like, around guys like, you know, he went after guys like Damian Harris, Zach Moss, Ronald Jones, David Johnson, Mostert, Robinson. Like, I'm going to take Mike Davis every time there. All right, so we are now up again. Little wide receiver run, it looks like. Couple quarterbacks, couple tight ends went off the board. That's unfortunate. Fant and Thomas are off the board. Okay, I'm liking a few of these options. Pitts is a rookie. They don't historically perform well. Tight ends, that is. Rookie tight ends don't historically perform well in their rookie season, but he's kind of, you know, he could break that trend. Mike Gesicki, I think, is solid, or Gesicki. Robert Tonyan, I like what he did in Green Bay last year. Who else we got here? I think maybe we get a tight end. Well, to me, there's not a big difference between, you know, these three. So what I could do is... Honestly, I might like Tonyan the most. And if I don't get him and another one falls to me, one of these two, I'm fine with that. I could take one of these wide receivers because you could have got like Jamar Chase, Curtis Samuel, Jerry Jeudy. I kind of like that tier right there. And I feel like if I wait to take one of them will be gone. And if you look at who's drafting after us until our next turn, 3 of them already have taken a tight end. So I'm thinking I take one of these wide receivers. Hope one of the tight ends gets back to us. Jamar Chase, I feel like he's a player that could maybe perform well, obviously just in general, but I was going to say down the stretch, a lot of times rookie wide receivers don't come out and light it up right away, but he could be the exception. But you know what? Oh, that's tough. We got Curtis Samuel as well. He's dealing with a groin injury. You know what? Let's just go with Jamar Chase. We got a couple Cincinnati Bengals wide receivers out there. That might be annoying. It's not ideal, but we did it. That's what we did. And, yep, all of those tight ends made it back to me. So, Javonte Williams, I actually like that pick a lot. I think maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know what Denver's going to do in the backfield. It's kind of anyone's guess right now. But to me, this is clearly a tight end pick. If you look at the board right now, I mean, there's a lot of, like, kind of backup running backs. You know, you got Singletary with Zach Moss, kind of committee running backs. Tony Pollard, he's pretty much a clear backup to Zeke. You got Cohen, no thanks. Gus Edwards, Jamal Williams, yeah. Michael Carter is an interesting sleeper pick. He might be someone to watch for it later in the draft, but this is clearly a tight end pick for me. And if you do look at the wide receivers, you know, Parker Chenault, there's not a big difference between these guys and even guys down here for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take a tight end. I'm actually going to go ahead and take Tonyan. I like what he did last year. I think he has a little higher upside than Gesicki. Better offense than Miami. But Gesicki's very talented, obviously. All right. Little tight end to run. I was at the start of it. All right. We are on the board again. Michael Carter is still on the board. Gus Edwards is another guy that I love, and I do have J.K.Dobbins on my team, so I don't typically draft like running back handcuffs, you know, just out of principle. I think it's just kind of a waste of a roster spot, but you know, he has week-to-week value, but if I'm starting him, that means something went wrong where, you know, either Dobbins is hurt or someone else got hurt, and I'm playing Dobbins and Gus Edwards. I think I might just go ahead and take kind of the upside play with Michael Carter. I think he has the chance. Carter has a chance to be the starter. So yeah, if you read this report, it's who's he competing with? It's him and who else is on their team even? I don't even know. They got Tevin Coleman, P. Ryan, and Ty Johnson. Listen, man. I'm gonna go with him. Where did he go? Michael Carter. Let's do it. I don't know if any of the... I feel like if Michael Carter is the most talented there, I think he could just win the job. I really do. Gus Edwards is not going to be taking that job away from J.K.Dobbins. All right. We're on the board again. We're getting a little late in the draft here, ladies and gentlemen. And there's still, you know, there's still some names up here. J.D. McKissick, I love him in PPR, especially last year. He got me. He was able to, kind of help me out in a lot of leagues in the flex, but who should we go here? So we have, if you look at it, this is our roster right now. Zeke, Mixon, Lockett, Higgins, Tonyan, Dobbins. I'm not liking our wide receivers, honestly. I went very running back heavy, so I think I should maybe pull the trigger on a wide receiver here. But who? Who is the question? Jones, Pittman. I don't know, man. Their offense is scaring me. I haven't heard lately what the situation is with Carson Wentz. What's his deal? He is on track to be ready for the season opener. Okay. So that at least helps a little bit. I don't know how healthy he'll be, but at least he'll be there. I'm thinking wide receiver. I feel like Jalen Reagor, a lot of people are kind of leaving him for dead. He's someone that could potentially actually, maybe surprise a little bit. Marvin Jones. I'm going to take the upside play with Jalen Reagor. It's late in the draft. I like to go upside late in the draft. We kind of know what Marvin Jones is, and he's on a new team, Jacksonville. If he was still in Detroit with Stafford, I would have taken him, but he's going to Jacksonville with a rookie quarterback, new offense. I don't know what to expect. He was already kind of, iffy. I've had him on past teams. He's a little inconsistent. He has his big games. He has his games where he disappears, but I went ahead and took Jalen Reagor there. We are on the board again. And I'm looking at this board, and I see a couple other guys with some upside. In fact, I pretty much see one. I see one guy with upside. I see Henry Ruggs. He was drafted high. He didn't really do much his rookie year. But you know what? Especially in a non-PPR league. If this was a PPR league, I'd be looking at guys like, Jamison Crowder, Cole Beasley, Sterling Shepard, someone like that maybe. But because it's late in the draft, we're non-PPR in this league, I might go Henry Ruggs. I think, if they unlock him, he might have some big games this year. Maybe if I have him in a flex, 1 week he'll bless me with like a 70-yard touchdown or something. Maybe, we'll see. But the rest of the draft is unfolding. We only have 3 rounds left here. So this is going to be my last positional player. Wait, it's only a 15-round draft. Am I missing something? Because it says we have 3 empty bench spots, but we still need a kicker and a defense. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Okay, anyways, we'll just draft someone. Man, this is tough. There's not a lot of players left on the board. Zack Ertz. Listen, I don't normally take 2 tight ends, but I feel like, listen, I had Zack Ertz in this very league last year, and trust me, it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all, but tight end is pretty weak. If you look at the other tight ends, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, Eric Ebron, Hayden Hurst, to me, Zack Ertz has way more upside than any of those guys. We could take Tim Tebow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm going to go Zack Ertz. And I'm not sure. I think we might have to take a defense and a kicker here. Even though I changed the settings so that we had a bench of, I think, 8 or something like that, but I don't know. It's not forcing me to take one, so I guess I'll take a positional player here just to see if it lets me. If I was to take a positional player, which I'm going to do, it is really dry. AJ Green, he hasn't done really much in years, but you never know. You never know. Mecole Hardman, I kind of like him. He's explosive. Depends on his role. Oof. I'm going to go Hardman. I'm going to go Mecole Hardman. It's a high upside play. High upside play late in the draft. Like I said, late in the draft, I always go high upside. In fact, guys, also, I'm not sure if it's going to make me draft a kicker and a defense, but typically in the draft, I don't take a kicker and a defense if I don't have to. I'll just wait till the season starts and add one then. I'd rather have someone like a Mecole Hardman or, who else? Ooh, Brashad Perriman. I don't mind that pick. Just because him and Tyrell Williams are pretty much the only receivers in Detroit right now. But yeah, there's I kind of would prefer to take a high upside guy. late in the draft and just see what happens. I'm kind of looking at the list, man. There's not much. There's really not much left. If I was to take a kicker, what kind of kickers we got here? Butker, Justin Tucker. I always love having Justin Tucker. We got Emmanuel Sanders here. Man, I don't know what to expect from him, man. I might take one of the older guys, one of the vets. Do I take Sanders or do I take AJ Green? You know what? Let's go Sanders, actually. Let's go Sanders. I don't know. AJ Green just hasn't done much in a long time. Sanders, he's shown glimpses of being somewhat able to still play. AJ Green, even last year, he got a lot of targets and he didn't really do much with them. So, all right. So it looks like we have 2 more picks left. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take AJ Green right here if it lets me. It did let me. Okay. No kicker, no defense. I'm fine with that. And finally, I almost wonder if I should have taken a premier kicker instead of these 2 aging wide receivers, but it's just against my moral code. I don't like to draft kickers until the end. Who's even left? Yeah, at this point, I'd probably just wait to pick up a defense and a kicker, pick up some other player. Honestly, I don't mind picking up Russell Gage here. Because if you look at the depth chart here, this is kind of cool. It literally shows you right here. Calvin Ridley. Zekas? I forgot how to pronounce his name. Zekas? I think that's how you say it. And then Russell Gage. After that, I don't know. I mean, Julio's gone. Someone's got to get the targets, man. I know they have Pitts there now, but jeez, man. That might be the pick. Jacoby Myers is another guy. I think the New England Patriots offense will be better than last year. How much better? I don't know. They got a rookie that they can play now. I think Cam Newton, if he, depending on how much he plays, he has an actual offseason this year. Last year, he didn't really get much of an offseason. Man, oh man. Let's break it down by position here. We got 45 seconds left. I'm not into any of these running backs at all. None. Hey, they have Jamal Charles on here. What in the world? Wide receiver. It's like Tim Patrick is a safe pick. He'll be involved, but I'm kind of going upside. To me, it's Gage or Jacoby Myers. I think Russell Gage will have a role, but I'm not sure what kind of role I expect. You got Sammy Watkins in Baltimore now. He should be involved. Randall Cobb back in Green Bay. Yeah, I'm going to go Jacoby Myers. I'm talking way too much about a 17th round pick. Way, way, way too much. And that is the end of the draft. So how do I don't want to convert this to a league. I just want to see my team. All right, so let's just go over the team right here. I don't want to delete it on accident. So here's the final mock draft team. We got Kyler Murray, not Murley, at QB. We got him in the 5th round. We took Ezekiel Elliott in the 1st round, Joe Mixon in the 2nd, smack dab in the middle with pick number 6 out of 12 teams. So we took Zeke in the middle of the 1st, Mixon in the middle of the 2nd. Then we took J.K.Dobbins in the 3rd round. I went running back. And you can kind of tell that I did that if you look at our wide receiver core. It's a little weak, I'm not going to lie. Tyler Lockett as my number 1, followed by a combination of T. Higgins with Jamar Chase. I don't love that. I really don't. Also coming off the bench, we got Jalen Reagor, Henry Ruggs at wide receiver, Hardman, Sanders, AJ Green, Jacoby Myers. Hopefully one of these guys, one of those wide receivers is somewhat relevant. But realistically, with my running back core of Zeke, Mixon, Dobbins, as well as Mike Davis, who we got very late, I expect to be able to play hopefully 3 of those running backs in the 2 running back and the 1 flex spot every week. And I will only need to play 2 wide receivers. Obviously, things change over the course of the season. This roster is completely different than what my team will look like at the end of the year. But that would be ideal if it worked out that way. And, we got a couple. We got Michael Carter, just an upside running back play. Zack Ertz, there's another option at tight end. He's someone that I could cut. And that's another thing to note, guys, is a lot of these guys like Hardman, Ertz, pretty much anywhere from Ertz down, Ertz, Hardman, Sanders, AJ Green, Jacoby Myers, I can cut those guys at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, Someone like Mecole Hardman, I can see week 1. Is he involved? Does he have the potential to be good? If not, I can cut him. Zack Ertz, what's going on with him and Dallas Goedert? If I'm not liking him, a week or 2 into the season, I can cut him, add someone else from the waiver wire. AJ Green and Emmanuel Sanders, same thing. Like, they're aging veterans. I kind of want to see how they're involved in the offense, if they still have it. And if they don't have it, they're on the waiver wire. Simple. Same with Jacoby Myers. We'll see how that works out. See how the Pats offense is looking. But yeah, if you just look at this starting core, obviously the weakness here is T. Higgins. But I'm not saying I don't like T. Higgins either. I'm really not. But yeah, this is the final mock draft. I'm going to be mock drafting a lot more before this actual draft comes up. Looking through the draft board, if I could have changed anything, let's just say instead of J.K.Dobbins, so it went like this, I could have taken someone like, I don't know, Julio, Cooper, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin. Waited. And then let's just say, Henderson fell to me. Or if any of these running backs fell to me, that maybe would have been worth it. I don't even know if it would have been, honestly. I'd be trading out Dobbins for one of these receivers, trading out Lockett for another. I'm not sure how much better I like these wide receivers than Tyler Lockett, frankly. Not a lot. They're pretty similar. I know Lockett struggled with consistency last year, but I'm hoping that he will get that together. Maybe taking Kyler Murray a little early was a mistake of mine. If I wouldn't have taken him, even then, I don't know what running backs really I would have taken. Ayuk would be my favorite out of this group, I would say, but it's not a huge drop for me from him to Higgins. So we just kind of played the board the way we did. There really wasn't too much we could have changed. Yeah, I don't know. This is a solid team. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for this video, for this mock draft. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and good luck drafting in your future drafts.